I'm not gonna say that I'm happy to talk about this next game because I've been talking about it for like 2 years now. It seems like.
What game is that? You're talking about some. It's got to be a PlayStation title. Give me a second.
Yeah, it's a PlayStation title at Cologne, Germany. Wait a minute, PlayStation didn't show up, but Dark Souls did, so whatever. But we'll talk about that later. Quantum Break.
The breaking of the quantum.
Oh, I'm a Remedy fanboy, and I make no qualms about it.
What game did they make? They didn't make anything that's like really important.
Let's go back. Well, they created Bullet Time.
Oh, no, they didn't.
And that's only been used in every game ever since they've created it.
You don't know what you're talking
Max
about.
Payne 1, Max Payne 2, Alan Wake, the other Alan Wake sequels. I mean, they make really, really, really good games. They're the best thing to come out of Germany ever.
That's a little weird to say.
Yeah, no.
That's a pretty big.
Not
big
really.
State. Yeah,
not really.
There's a lot of things that come from freaking.
Good sausage and beer. Okay, I will admit that.
Jesus Christ.
But
Crazy bastard.
I've had more enjoyment from their games and their storytelling. Their storytelling is by far. I mean, starting with Alan Wake, which was basically a mechanic that was based around the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put some and actually put storytelling. Remember Alan Wake? I mean, not Alan Wake. Max Payne when you first did the mission where you had to go in the room and see your kid in the cradle and she wasn't really there and you were freaking out because you had to do all the painkillers and shit like that. For a game that came out in 1997, it's fucking crazy. But anyways, and then Marky Mark fucked up the movie, but whatever. We digress.
Video game movies.
Video game movies. Hashtag.
Fuck you, Bull.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say that, and I say fuck you, but I'm not fighting you in the fucking ring, cause that'd be stupid.
Sorry, beer break. So Quantum Break is a game that I've been very excited for. Actually, Quantum Break and Killer Instinct are the reasons why I bought a Xbox One first. If you go back in our archives,
right?
I was like, hey, Quantum Break's coming up. I want it. Basically, it's got time powers, and who better to deal with time than the person who invented the company who basically made bullet time a thing. So in the story hasn't changed much actually, but a lot of things around the story has changed. You're this guy, Pierce, I forget his name, something or another.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's not Pierce.
It's Jack Joyce.
Jack Joyce. Sam Lake is amazing, by the way. He is Max Payne.
Literally. Well, for the first game.
Yeah, for the first game.
And then they got the voice actor they modeled it after for the third game. Second game was just, he looked different.
He looked very different. So I think he was even the stand-in for the Jack Joyce, the first guy. So basically, your brother created a time machine. His friend went into the time machine, came out older, came back, and became the villain. And is the head of this company called Monarch.
Awesome.
And so basically, if you've seen the trailer, which was last year, they showed at Gamescom, they showed a good 15-minute clip of the game. And and I liked it back then, but I shut up and take my money. Looking at it right now, they've refined all the shooting mechanics, all the slow motion time stopping and things like that. The game there's a game mechanic in the game double entendre that you can in the game you're walking through this section where time is broken down but you're not fighting anybody, and the storytelling mechanic is that you're seeing these glimpses of what happened in the past.
It looked like glimpses of what's happened.
But it was like a glitch.
Yeah. It's like that's
time moved forward. Yeah.
It looked like everything was still happening in real time, but they were the best way
fragments,
I can say it is it reminds me very similar to the tears in BioShock Infinite.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, that was so good. Good reference, Will.
Bing.
So we're looking at that, and then the actual fighting in the game, which you're fighting guys who have time powers like you, when they're zipping around. They actually look pretty cool because they're zipping around like you'd have speed.
They had some
in
the trailer that they showed at Gamescom. They had some kind of device strapped to them.
That it was the time machine on their backs.
Yeah, but he doesn't. The character that you play as,
Yeah,
Jack,
because he was
doesn't
actually
require,
around when the time machine actually was there.
Yeah.
So he has the same powers as, I guess, like
his
brother or the bad guy.
the
bad guy has powers to see multiple, much like Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
He can see multiple outcomes.
Yeah, it goes into not just a temporal temporal breaking, but also like temporal visualization of like different possibilities.
Like the possibilities for the story. Oh my god! If you like Bioshock Infinite and it's like last 20 minutes of the game that really rose some really big questions. And
it's so like,
and I don't even want to talk about it because it could get us on a whole another hour of talking about Bioshock Infinite.
What are you talking about? We can like talk about that ending in like 5 minutes.
Okay, it took me 5 minutes just to put the controller down. Like after the game credits ran.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what did I just play? What just happened? What? I had to immediately go to the internet. Luckily for me, like
you beat it late. You beat it really late.
I feel bad for the people who beat it like day one or like when it first was out.
Thanks a lot.
Cause like
yeah, I beat it day one and was like, what the fuck did I just see? I don't even know what happened.
Like there was no solace for you to go to, no explanation, no like.
I accepted it for what it was, and then later I got the answers.
I was so fucked up for that whole like day, but luckily I got to go to the internet and like see like the discussions and because I needed some luxury.
I didn't have that luxury at all.
I needed some explain. I need some people who to like actually that was the first time I was like, has anybody beaten Bioshock Infinite? We have to talk.
It's
so so that was a water cooler moment 2 years ago when I beat it. But in saying that, if the show, there's a show and there's a game. So how it's been explained previously and how it's still been explained, because I was a little worried that they might have took the TV show portion out of it, especially when Microsoft backtracked about, oh no, we're not about TV, we're just bullshitting, closed down studio, which I thought was stupid because I mean, like, if you're gonna say that something needs to be somewhere, like stand by it. You know what I'm saying? Like don't fail or like. Doubling down on games and exclusives is always a good thing, but you don't have to do that in spite of this move to TV that you've already done. Like you've already put it out there. That's what you're gonna do. Like that could have been successful or not. Yeah. So you would have had that along with, hey, doubling down on games. You know what I mean?
Work together instead of trying to squander each other's like
exactly.
Each other's like thing.
So bad form on that. I mean, you could have stayed quiet on the TV and focused all your stuff to games, but the TV stuff could have still been happening.
Yeah.
And then its popularity would have spread by actually being a thing that's valuable. What was
the game that came out? It came out like 2 years ago. They had a show for it on Sci-Fi.
That was
fuck. What the game is?
About the people in the world you were bounty hunters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of like MMO-ish.
Yeah. It was a shooter, but it was MMO-ish.
Yeah. But that went by. See, that game right there, went by like every time there was a TV show which was on Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
You would have something happening dramatically in the game.
Yeah.
This is like the game. The show is on the disc. There's no TV. No Xbox One TV channel. No, thank you Xbox One. No Sci-Fi. No HBO. Like the show is on the disc, so you play a section of the game.
Right.
Like Act 1, I guess, and then you have a actual 22-minute TV show of things that are happening because of your choices that you made in the game.
Defiance.
It
was killing me. I was
it was on the tip of my tongue too. The reason that failed, I believe, is because unlike Quantum Break, that was depending on the Sci-Fi show. So you had to have cable and Sci-Fi to watch it, or the shit on the show made no difference to you. You know what I mean? You're just playing the game, and if you don't like Sci-Fi or you didn't watch the TV show, it was all determined on if you can get off work or whatever to watch that show.
Yep. This
is already on the disc, so you play the game, play Act, and then you get to sit back and watch a 22-minute show that has different. Each one of the shows have different outcomes depending on what you did during that act of the game.
Yeah.
Which I think is.
Which I think is good, but at the same time, it's like
replayability.
Yeah, well, not just for the replayability. How many little like
Different.
different butterfly effect things are they gonna
Oh
have
God.
based on